Hey, I don't know if you just saw me delete that. This video is about how lending dApps work. This is Leftcurv. I'm Filippo's, yada yada. Cool. So you want to learn crypto. You want to learn how a lending dApp works, how a money market works. Well, let's explain it normally how it kind of works in a regular Western bank or Eastern bank. I don't know. I've never really been to lots of parts of Asia or Asia in general. Never been there. But yeah. So say you want a loan, right? They rely on a credit score and they're like, yo, can this person pay us back this fictional money that we're going to create out of thin air to give them as a loan? And it's like, yeah, I think so. It's like, cool. Okay, let's charge them 9% interest. That's a healthy amount to charge them. So this is what banks do. They give you like $1,000. So let's do some good typing here. So say you want $1,000 loan, they check your credit score, they say, we'll give you $1,000, but you have to pay 9% interest. And you're like, okay, cool. You get your loan. The money was made out of kind of thin air. And yeah, that's kind of how that works. There's obviously more nuance to that, but I don't know because, again, channel's called Leftcurv. In crypto, you can't just make something out of nothing. You actually have to have the money there, right? So you can't go on a crypto DApp and just get $1,000 loan. You have to have something called collateral first. What is collateral? Collateral is literally just other cryptocurrency. So like Bitcoin or ETH. So say you have one ETH. One ETH equals currently like $3,500 according to CoinGecko, our little gecko friend. Right? You have $3,500. Say you want to get $1,000 loan. Right? You would go on a lending DApp. You can find a bunch of them on DeFi Llama, which you should bookmark. I just did. And go down the list. AAVE is one of the biggest ones, but you kind of have to figure out which chain you're on. If you're on ETH, then you're probably using an L2. Then literally just go to here, go to chains, right? Figure out which chain you're on. Say you're on Base. And the lending market is probably going to be one of the highest TVL beside the DEXs. Like, it's DEXs and lending markets is essentially what DeFi is right now. And CDPs, which I like, but not all of them are great. And then, like, derivative exchanges. There's a bunch more, but, like, that's a lot of it. So, say Moonwell is the biggest lending market, according to DeFi Llama, on Base right now. So, let's just go there. Lending made simple. Cool. Start lending. Markets. Right? So basically how this works is you have to deposit a certain amount of collateral. That's confusing for everybody. Not for me, I understand it, but maybe for you if you're watching and you don't know what's going on. So say, okay, cool. So now we're on cancel. Now we're on AAVE. How? Because I opened it earlier. I was going to go through all these other ones, but then my computer decided to like run out of RAM or something. And now we're here. Okay, so we're on Base. Click on markets. These base assets, these are the things that you can deposit into AAVE. So if you have ETH, if you have wrap staked liquid ETH, if you have USD coin, USDC, CB another version of wrapped ETH, another USDC coin, you can deposit all of this into this base market. Right now, the total market size, so the total number of deposits, TVL, which is not what that stands for. It stands for total value locked, but total market size, 151 million, 151.28 million USD worth of tokens have been deposited into this base market on AAVE, right into this DApp. So total available, 77.43. And then there's 73.85 borrowed, right? This is what we're interested in here. And also a little bit of this, but mostly this. Okay, so you go and you deposit, say you have like 1 ETH, right? I wish I could show you, but I'm not going to. You're going to connect your wallet. Let's just connect my funky wallet here. And you're going to click on, where is it? I have none. So normally if you had any ETH, this would say 1. And then you're going to go to the available supply. You're going to click 1 and you're going to go supply, go through the prompts, and you're going to put 1 ETH into AAVE. You go back to dashboard, your supplies will show up right here. I should probably do this, but you just use it, right? You have to figure it out, and you have to make mistakes to figure shit out. So when you supply ETH to AAVE, you now have $3,500 in this DApp. Say you supply 1 ETH, and the price of ETH is $3,500. And then you are going to go to the borrow assets, and you're going to take a loan. And then usually, it depends what you want to do, but you can borrow USDC. So you can say borrow, you type in $1,000 USDC, right? So maybe I'll do it here. So you $1,000 loan, borrow USDC, right? And that's going to put you at a certain ratio. So basically that math is, your borrow divided by your supply equals ratio. So in this case, it would be $1,000 divided by $3,500. Hold on, I'm going to use my phone calculator because I can't do this shit in my head. 1,000 divided by 3,500 equals 0.285. 3 decimal places is good for me. I'll round up. 0.286, right? So you're borrowing 28.6% of your supplied asset. When this ratio drops to a certain amount, you will get liquidated. And that is how these things work. So why will you get liquidated? Because AAVE can't have bad debt. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So say the price of ETH drops by $1,000 and goes to 2,500. AAVE needs to be able to cover all those deposits, right? Because the deposits are literally just the money people like you just put in. So that ETH that you put in can also be borrowed on this side by other people. And that's kind of how these things work. You can never have more debt than you have assets supplied to one of these money markets. And that is the pro and con of how crypto lending works. Because in traditional finance, you can have more. So let's see, TradFi, you can have more debt than assets held. Crypto, let's get all fancy. Damn it. I'll just edit that out. We're back. So in crypto, you can't have more debt than collateral in the protocol. Right? Hope that makes sense. So AAVE can't have, there's a certain utilization rate. AAVE can't have, if AAVE has, let's see, where's the market? So total market has 151.28 million. AAVE can't have more than 151.28 million. That doesn't make sense, right? They can't loan out 200 million because there's not 200 million to loan out. So I think it's a 75 to 80% utilization ratio. When utilization gets high, basically you can't borrow anymore, right? That's how it goes. And also when utilization, I think, is higher, the higher utilization is. What do I mean by utilization? Utilization is the total amount of the assets that are being borrowed. So you see how 17.9K ETH is deposited into the base? 12.61 is being borrowed. So 44 million of the 60 million is being borrowed. And that creates your borrow APY. It's variable. So the more assets that are being borrowed out of the pool, the higher the APR, the higher the interest you have to pay to borrow those assets. And yes, you do have to you do have to pay interest to borrow these assets. Where does the interest come from? It comes out of your supply. So, it gets added onto your collateral. I had that wrong. So say you borrowed that 1,000 USDC. You see how you borrowed this USDC, the supply APY is 4.3. So if you put it in, you're going to earn 4.3% right now based on the utilization ratio. And if you borrow, you're going to, what's that? Oh, sometimes there's rewards. So if you borrow, you have to pay 7% APY. So on that $1,000, you're going to pay 7% APY. And that's just going to basically add on to your USDC balance, right? I hope that makes sense. So yeah, the more you borrow, like you have to keep that in mind, that over the course of time, your borrow asset is going to increase, right? Like the interest is going to be tacked on to your borrowed asset, not taken off your supplied asset, your ETH, and you will have to pay back more when you exit this pool, right? So say you borrowed $1,000, you wait 6 months, you might be, I don't know the math, say you might be paying back $1,040 or something. I don't know. I don't want to pull up my calculator because all my private shit will show. So that's essentially how these money markets work, at least these type of money markets like AAVE. And why I want to show you, so many of these things are just like forks of AAVE. Like everything is mostly just a fork of AAVE or Compound. And there's some different ones. But like if we click on lending, we go TVL, we just find one like Mendy. Mendy is a fork. I have to go to it. Mendy is a fork of Compound V2, right? Let's find another one. Click. Down the list. What's a smaller one? Segment Finance. Sure. Forked from Compound V2. Hence why there's 431. Like, most of this shit is the same. There's also things called CDPs, which I said I liked earlier. This video is going to be probably long, so 1.25x speed, especially if you got kids or something. CDPs. CDPs stand for collateralized debt positions. So I like CDPs because they're pretty dope, but it depends what you want to do. MakerDAO is a CDP. So maybe I'll make another video about CDPs. Don't worry about that right now. And it's also more content for me. Okay, I have to edit this because of that slip up. Okay, cool. Well, I was trying to do this fast. Hopefully it all makes sense. Maybe I should actually be putting money into my wallet and showing you how it all works. So we'll just say that this video was an introduction to how lending dApps in brackets money markets work. I'm Fleepos with Leftcurv. Hopefully you found something useful in this video. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time, whenever that is.